Hey guys, welcome to Dev Domain. In today's video, we are going to learn about thread lifecycle. In previous video, we have seen that what is a thread and what is the purpose of the thread. In this video, we will see that how the thread works internally. Okay, so let's start. A thread goes through different stages from the time it's created to the time it finishes. From the time that we create a thread till the thread is finished. Okay. So these stages are known as thread life cycle. Various different stages a thread goes, so that stages is known as the thread life cycle. So there are mainly 5 main stages. So these are the stages. So first is new, then runnable, running, then fourth stage is blocked / waiting / timed waiting, then fifth is terminated. So these are the 5 stages of thread life cycle. This is the diagram of thread life cycle. Now let's understand each and every stage in detail. Now the first stage is new. The thread is created using the thread class. A new thread is created using a new keyword. So the example is thread and then the reference name, that is T. Can use here a new keyword and then the thread constructor. This way we can create a new thread. In this stage, a thread exists, but it isn't started running. A thread is created, but it doesn't start. It does not goes to running stage directly. Thread says in this state until you call the thread method. The thread does not start until you call the start method. As you call the start method, the thread gets started. So if you not call the start method, then the thread will remain idle. To start the thread, so we use the start method. As you see in the diagram that as we create a thread, then we can use the start method, okay, to start the thread, and thread goes to the runnable state. Okay, now let's understand the runnable state. So when you call the start method, the thread goes to the runnable state. So as we have seen in the diagram that, then it means a thread is ready to run but waiting for the CPU time. Okay, so a thread is ready to run but it is waiting for the CPU time. Next, it's in a queue and a thread scheduler will pick it when the CPU is free. So CPU has various tasks. Okay, so as the CPU gets free, then thread scheduler will pick it. It will goes to the running state. Next, the thread may stay in this state for some time depending on the CPU availability. Depending upon the capability or the availability of the CPU, a thread can stay in the runnable state. As you can see, from runnable state it goes to the running state. Okay, so the method to go to running state is run method. Okay, so through run method it goes to running state. We will understand all the methods: yield, stop, then suspended, resume, wait, sleep, notify. Okay, so all the methods we will understand in further videos. Now let's understand what is running state. So the thread moves to the running state when the thread scheduler choose to run it. When the thread scheduler chooses to run the thread moves to the running state. Now the thread's run method is actually executing. As the run method is called by the internal CPU, then the thread will execute it. Next, only one thread as per CPU core can be in the running state at a time. So at a time, as per the CPU core, So only one thread can be executed. How long a thread stays in this state, it depends on the CPU and a thread scheduler. Totally depend on the CPU and the thread scheduler that how long a thread will be stay in the running state. So after running state, the thread goes to the blocked stage. Let's understand what is blocked stage. In the block stage, there are three parts. Okay, so blocked, then waiting, then timed waiting. Okay, so these are the intermediate stages where a thread is paused temporarily. After running stage, a thread gets an interrupt. This is the stage where the thread goes. A block stage or a waiting stage or the timed waiting stage. Let's see first the blocked stage. Okay, a thread is trying to access a resources like a file or a shared object, but other thread is using it, so it waits. A thread is accessing some resource like a file or a object. Okay, but the another threads are using that same resource, so the thread goes to block state. So a thread waits for it for completing that thread, another thread's task, and after the another thread has completed the task, then this thread that is in block stage, it goes to then runnable state. Next is waiting stage. A thread is waiting indefinitely for another thread to perform some task. Suppose there are two threads, T1 and T2. Suppose so T1 is in bin waiting stage and T2 is in running stage. After the completing the task of the T2, then T1 will be executed. We does not know that how much time a T1 thread will be in waiting stage. T2 can perform the task in 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes. So we does not know how much time a T2 require to complete his task. So we does not know how much time T1 will wait for it. Okay. So as the T2 task has been completed, so the T1 thread will goes to again runnable stage. Okay. Next is timed waiting. A thread waits for a specific amount of time, then it moves back to the runnable stage. So suppose we have run a loop. Okay, so the task of a loop is to print 1 to 5 number. Okay, then suppose I have called sleep stage. Okay, so sleep, in the bracket we will has given here 1000. The loop will print 1 to 5 numbers. Okay, but a time taken for printing each and every number is 1. Okay, suppose 1 has been printed. After 1 second 2 will print it, then after 1 second 3 will print it, and so on. So sleep is interrupting the machine to perform some task. So as we give 2000, the thread will wait for 2 seconds. In this example, what we have to understand that the thread will wait for some time and again it moves back to its runnable state. There are various methods. I have given some examples also. So as I've discussed sleep method, then join method, then wait method. So we'll see these methods in further videos. The thread comes in block stage slash waiting stage, or we can say a timed waiting. Then again, as the thread gets interrupted, then it goes to the block stage, and after some time it again goes to the runnable stage. It directly does not goes to the running stage. It goes to the runnable stage and then it comes to running stage. Let's discuss about the terminate stage now. To terminate the thread, we use the stop method. Okay, so as you can see from the new, then runnable, then running, and block stage. So in from these 4 stages we directly go to the dead stage. Okay, that is nothing but the terminated stage. by using stop method, either terminated or the dead stage. Okay, so a thread has finished its task or it was stopped manually. After the thread's task has been completed, we can stop the thread. After the thread task has been finished, it goes to the dead state or the terminated stage. After the thread goes to the dead stage or the terminated stage, it cannot run again, and then thread moves to the terminated stage permanently. So as it comes to the dead or the terminated stage, we cannot start the thread again. As you can see in this diagram, that as the thread moves to the dead stage or the terminated stage, we cannot restart the thread again. Okay, so this is all about the thread life cycle. So thank you for watching this video.